Another game coming out soon that looks pretty lengthy and in-depth as well, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, October 5th. Sorry, JR, for the guide that's about to come for you.
When you do get your hands on it, come to IGN for our wikis.
A year off. And then didn't dump like a massive season pass on top of you at the same time. That was
vaguely.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to talk about. The season pass has been announced and everything in it is coming out. It has basically these three main sections to it. The first is Legacy of the First Blade, which will introduce players to the first hero to wield the iconic hidden blade. That will be released in December 2018. The next bit of it, and these are both sort of episodic releases, so there are multiple parts to each of these big releases. The second part is The Fate of Atlantis, which will have players confront godly creatures and uncover the secrets of the legendary
awesome.
I'm sorry, elephant in the room here. Indiana Jones: The Fate of Atlantis is a classic point-and-click adventure game. It seems kind of ballsy for Ubisoft to just kind of be like, oh yeah, we're doing Fate of Atlantis. You could have any other word instead of Fate of Atlantis.
The Destiny of Atlantis.
Yeah, so I want to play that now to see if there's like Orichalcum and like.
While we're here, maybe you've heard of a little game released last year called Super Mario Odyssey. So maybe get your.
I would be amazed if there wasn't an Indiana Jones, at least a couple of Easter eggs hidden throughout there.
I don't think that'll work. It's an old ship rib.
I was so mad. I found
Indy.
My folks are moving back home to a new place, and my mom is cleaning out all my old shit, and she found a copy of Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine.
Oh man,
and that game is so bad good.
Yeah,
it's wonderful and horrible, but really delightful.
If you ever wanted to play like Tomb Raider 2 as a dude swimming through Vaseline?
Yeah. Oh, God, really I don't need that image. The third and final piece of the DLC Season Pass, which you will also be able to purchase individually, is Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, the third entry in the series. Not really, but sort of.
I'm actually really excited for that. Because
okay, tell me what,
so I never played Assassin's Creed 3.
Well, that explains it.
Well, that's kind of the thing where it's like everyone, I was working on other projects when it came out. I just didn't have the time for it then, and by the time that I did have the time for it, everyone was just crapping all over it, and they were like, "Don't play it, don't play it, don't play it." So I was like, "All right, I guess I won't play it." And so like I'm glad to see. Like first off, I'm super excited for Odyssey in general. Like I've already played throughout the course of doing a bunch of previews for IGN on it. Like I've probably already played about 10 to 12 hours of it, and like. Usually when you play that much of a game in previews, like you're burnt out, you don't want to play it when it first launches. Like I legitimately can't wait to get my hands on it.
Right.
But then 3, like, because it's, I know it's just a remastering, but I like there's a bit in the press release about it saying essentially like quality of life improvements or
improved
like that.
Game mechanics or things like that.
And so like a lot of the problems, some people will complain about Connor as a character, which like sure you can't go back and re-record all that VO or whatever, but like when it comes to the biggest complaints that I've heard about 3, it was always the mechanics were janky, things were busted, they didn't work well. Yeah. And so if those have been addressed, then I'm super into it, especially because apparently you can go to my hometown in this, which is like super neat.
What's your hometown?
Martha's Vineyard. They made Jaws there.
Nice. I know what Martha's Vineyard is.
Yeah.
That's I reviewed this game back when I was at Rev 3 Games, and I did the whole like kind of preview lead up coverage stuff, and it was always like, I think this is gonna come together well. And it's like there's a lot of really cool stuff in the game, but it's definitely got like it's got some major issues, and it's cool if they're going in and tweaking them.
Yeah.
I think the most sort of defining thing about this, or sort of my issues with that game, is that about 7 hours in, you get this thing. It says it's like part 9. The story begins, and you're like, what is beginning? We're like this far in,
Don't like that.
No, and it definitely like my issue with Assassin's Creed, it's gotten so much better about that as a series, is that it seems to just completely fundamentally misunderstand the idea of an open world, where there's so many of the missions are like, please stay with the tour guide, don't go off the beaten path, don't desert your class group, stay with us, we have plans for you, and like autofill stealth missions and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I mean that's one of the reasons that I'm super excited about Odyssey is like they did this, I think I don't remember if it was a core feature to begin with or if it was an update that came later for Origins, but there's this thing called exploration mode, and it's like instead of in Unity or Syndicate or whatever the one right before that was, I forget. It would just be like, okay, you talk to a guy and you get a quest, and now there is just a marker on your map and a path right to it. Now it's like, I'm going to take a quest, and then you get clues as to where it sort of is in the general vicinity of. It's like that thing in The Witcher where if you turn off your mini-map, and they'll be like, hey, so yeah, you want to go kill this monster? I saw it in this cave behind the mountain next to the bridge over this particular river. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. I guess I have to go find that now
Yeah.
instead of just being like,
No,
that's
that's cool.
where I'm going.
No, that's the thing is like obviously games like Assassin's Creed they're massive and they're huge and it takes their big ships are hard to steer. So to crap on Assassin's Creed 3 in 2018 is kind of a low blow. It's got cool stuff in there, but I'm super stoked at seeing little tweaks to stuff that made Odyssey work really well, like in Origins having that Breath of the Wild-esque way of just going out of the world and seeing it.
Yeah, I cannot wait to sail around Greece in a big funky boat.
That was just a small slice of our conversation. For the full episode of Beyond, you can head to beyond.ign.com every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific for brand new episodes of the show, as well as youtube.com/IGN Beyond every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific for new episodes of the show. Thank you so much for watching.